get the impression that your candidacy is gathering tremendous amount of media attention right now in the closing days. Can you give us the lowdown on that?
Sure. Well, thanks for having me on again. I've been getting a lot of local coverage out here on the radio. In Sonoma, I've been a regular on 91.3 FM, KSVY. You can hear it on ksvy.org from anywhere. Also up in Lake County on 88.1 FM, KPFZ. There's a nice interview I had up there. You can hear it on my Facebook page. If you go to James Hinton for Congress on my Facebook, we have the post there. It's a 1-hour clip, the last 40 minutes. It's me talking about our New Deal, the Tax Wall Street Party's New Deal for our economic recovery program. Then locally in Napa, my hometown, I've been on 99.3 FM, KVYN, and since then I've been running radio ads on 2 of the local stations, 99.3 FM, KVYN, Sauvignon Rock, and the AM station 1440 AM, KVON, which is our sports station here on the AM dial in the Napa, Vallejo, and East Bay regions. So a lot of people can hear about our platform on there. We got a lovely radio commercial put together by the Tax Wall Street's Daniela Walls, as well as my closing statement at the end that I support the message. But it's getting a wonderful return. You know, we've heard a lot of good reports from it already. So we're pumping the airways with that, and then the local newspapers have been coming in with some nice coverage. On Tuesday, the Press Democrat had an article. That's the biggest newspaper out here. They say that Thompson's seat is safe, but when you get to the part about our program in here, who I am and why I'm running, it opens. It says, "Look out, Wall Street," and it talks about my plan for the 1% Wall Street sales tax, and also our protective tariff, and how we're going to shift the tax burden with local tax deductions, federal tax deductions for the working families out here. With Wall Street paying their fair share, we can shift the tax burden. And then the best article came out by the Vallejo Times, I believe on Wednesday, which they tabbed it as David versus Goliath. And I'm not. You're the history professor, Dr. Tarpley. Who won that battle, David versus Goliath? Remind me.
The big surprise was the David one, because Goliath was, of course, a giant, right? But he was overconfident, and he was also a Philistine, which is not a good thing to be. David. So if you're David, that's actually a kind of veiled endorsement.
Well, if you read the other newspapers from the Napa Register to the Press Democrat, they clout Mike Thompson as a crushing, easy coast victory. So I must be David. And if this last article, which keeps getting picked up all over the Bay Area, it's been, not only was it the Vallejo Times-Herald's piece, but it's been run since in the Contra Costa Times, I believe the Oakland Tribune as well, and many other local East Bay news outlets. You see it on the internet all over the place. So it's picking up a lot of steam. And Mr. Thompson in there, I guess he doesn't agree with, he says that I'm out of touch with the voters. So I guess Mr. Thompson doesn't think the voters are in tune with all this Wall Street sales tax. But we'll have to see when they hit the polls here. I think we're very much in tune, and that's why he's avoided me in the in any kind of debate. If you think I'm out of touch, Thompson, then why are you running from the League of Women Voters? Why didn't you come out and debate me if you've got nothing to hide?
The entire polling universe is that people are sick and tired of the 2 established parties. They're sick and tired of the special privileges of Wall Street. And I would say, compared to a lot of, there's a wing of the Democratic Party, right? There's Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders. they are extremely vague about what you want to do to rein in Wall Street's power, to break their power, whereas you are absolutely explicit. And that, I think, is a tremendous merit.
Well, I think it shows how strong our platform is, because when Tony Burchins is talking to him, and he says, James Hinton wants to tax Wall Street. Okay, when you're Mike Thompson and you don't have anything to come back with it, you just got to attack the guy on his personality, on where he come from. He called me radical. He says I'm out of touch with voters. He has to attack me because he doesn't have a solution like I do. He has nothing to come back with on the Wall Street sales tax. That's how powerful the Wall Street sales tax is. So getting that out here in the message every day is it's doing well. So Thompson, I think it's showing that he really has no answers for our problems, and all he can do is attack me. But moving forward, we have a new article today. A letter to the editor was published up in Lake County. That's the northern part of our district. Okay, they printed a nice article, and I've already received. It got printed online 45 minutes ago, and I've already received an email from somebody who voted for Mike Thompson and is regretting it since reading this late article. But it's a wonderful article. I urge everyone to get on my Twitter and check it out on Hinton, the number 4 Congress. Also, you can read it on my website at hintonforcongress.com. That's HINTONFOR Congress.com. All these new news articles are up there. You can take a look at them. They're wonderful, wonderful articles, and I'm hoping it's going to sway a lot of these votes here at the end. Most people have not voted yet. Most people probably aren't even planning on voting. So if we can get their attention with some of these late articles that are coming out like this is the perfect time to really get some momentum here for the last few days when most people are planning on voting. A lot of people just enjoy voting on the last day, so they're going to hit the polls on the last day. And having our message right here at the end come out so wonderful, I'm expecting good results this election. So if you want to help support
Mike
the
Thompson, maybe he should look at the example of some Republicans like Eric Cantor. Right? He thought he was invulnerable too, sitting on a big pile of money, and yet it turned out different. And I would urge people, if you're disgusted by the system and you don't usually vote, here's a reason to vote. Right.
And if you want to help support us, I have ads running all weekend on the radio, but I'm going to run some more on Monday and Tuesday, the final 2 days. So if you can come to my website and come to the support button, help us out. We'd like to keep getting this message out there. Let's get the banksters tax Wall Street.
Best of luck, James. We'll talk to you next week and see how it went. More power to you.
Thank you, Webster. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
This is Dan Pilla. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
This winter, next to water and food, you need a safe, storable fuel supply for your preparedness needs. Spare fuel is the answer. Unlike gasoline, spare fuel can be safely stored with your other supplies for many years and works in any gas-powered vehicle or backup generator. With the bitterly cold temperatures predicted for this winter, now is the best time to stock up on spare fuel. So, go to GetSpareFuel.com. That's GetSpareFuel.com. GetSpareFuel.com.
Pharmacist Ben Fuchs knows the importance of proper digestion.
Make sure you take a look at the Ultimate Enzyme product. They're made with bile salts and fat digestion enzymes and protein digestive enzymes. And not only do the Ultimate Enzymes give you obvious benefits for digestion, but they can also help keep your blood flowing through your circulatory system. As most of you probably know by now, thick, sludgy, clotting blood is a serious risk factor for heart disease and stroke. Clearly, inappropriate and excessive blood clotting is a major health issue, and thick, sludgy blood is not just about heart health either. Sludgy blood can compromise oxygenation and nutrient delivery to all your cells and tissues and organs, and ultimately lead to almost any health issue you can name.
Concerned about proper digestion and heart health? Order Ultimate Enzymes by calling 866-735-2470. That's 866-735-2470 or on the web at brightsideben.com. That's brightsideben.com. Order today.
The experts at Web.com want to build your business a successful website for free, just like we did for these current Web.com customers.
We've used and looked at other website designers, but there's nobody better than Web.com.
Web.com can build your website in as little as 7 days free. Plus, we'll promote it on all the major search engines like Google, Yahoo, and Bing. If after 30 days you're happy, we'll continue to provide promotion, hosting, support, and maintenance, all for one low monthly fee. If not, cancel and pay nothing.
If you're in business today and you don't have a web presence, you won't be taken seriously.
Call right now and you'll also get a free .com or .net domain name for your new website, powered by VeriSign, the world's leading domain name provider.
Call 800-297-0154. That's 800-297-0154.
No upfront charge for site build, after which ongoing fees apply. Rights to site are relinquished when canceled. Domain included during active service, after which fees apply.
That's 800-297-0154.
At 30dayfoodsupply.com, you can now purchase a one-of-a-kind product not available anywhere else. A meatless burger dry mix in 4 delicious flavors. With our new Oregon Trail Foods vegan burgers, all you do is add water and fry. They need no refrigeration. They're packaged in Mylar bags with an oxygen absorber for a long shelf life. They're non-GMO. They're gluten, soy, nut, and chemical-free, but they're loaded with flavor. And a good source of carbs and protein, yet low in sodium. Flavors include Italian, spicy Mexican, 6 vegetable, and black bean olive. Go to 30dayfoodsupply.com or call 541-229-0010 and order today. Eat them every day, take them camping, or save them for an emergency. Check them out at 30dayfoodsupply.com and click on the vegan burger icon. That's 30dayfoodsupply.com, where all of our products are produced in Oregon by Oregon Trail Foods. 30dayfoodsupply.com.
Not just an alternative to the mainstream media. We're the premier independent talk radio network. We are GC.
Back to World Crisis Radio. Interesting developments in the gatekeeper community here. There has been some kind of a falling out between Matt Taibbi and Pierre Omidyar. This is sort of in the, what can we say, the Snowden and cottage industry, various spin-offs of this. Taibbi, much overrated, right? It's nice to coin phrases, right? It's very nice literary exercise to come up with purple passages or zingers, right? Goldman Sachs, a vampire squid on the face of humanity. The problem with this is, what do you propose to do? What is your fighting perspective? What's your organizing? Where's your class orientation? And don't hold your breath on that. Remember that Taibbi essentially established himself as respectable by viciously attacking anybody who did not believe the entirety of the absurd U.S. official story of 9/11. And then we've got the new documentary, Citizen 4. The gatekeepers have created a mutual admiration society, right? They sit around and tell each other how great they are through these documentaries. So be it Amy Goodman, Jeremy Scahill, people like this, and above all Snowden, and I suppose Assange might get something if he's still considered part of the cartel. But you see how pointless this is. When we come to economics, couple of interesting landmarks this week. One which is not economic is that the Afghan war has just ended, and that's a problem, right? The military industrial boys feel that they've got to keep something going. So the Afghan war is over. Will there be some kind of a crude provocation to find some substitute conflict? And this, unfortunately, this sounds unbelievably schematic, but this is how they think, how they operate. The other thing that has ended, and you'll see the same idea, quantitative easing 3 has come to an end as of this week. The Federal